This is a 2026 Ram 1500 Limited, and this truly is the best luxury pickup truck on the market today. I borrowed it from Ken Garff, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram here in West Valley, Utah. This truck is available for sale. Be sure to ask for Josh. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see some of the options and features on this build. At the very top is the description. Base price comes in at $75,955, and then here's a short listing of the standard features. Starting off the options is the paint for $295, bed utility is $545, night edition, limited level A equipment group. Also has the dual pane panoramic sunroof, and then trailer brake controller. Destination is $25.95 for a total price of $91,210, and then here are the fuel economy numbers off to the side. So I looked at my old video when I did my first Ram Limited Night Edition. That truck was basically $1,400 cheaper when you consider base price and destination charge. Not sure about the options. You can go back and watch that video, but here's what I'll tell you guys. Ram is the best of the best when it comes down to this trim level. Better than Ford, better than Toyota, better than GM. It's just the game over trim. And their blackout is truly the best. So I want to show you guys the lighting really quickly because sometimes the lights turn off on this truck. But Ram ain't perfect because surround view camera is an option even on this limited trim. Now I will say it's very hard to find a truck like this without that level A equipment group. Basically, you guys see that high gloss on the grill, matted finish for the Ram badge, and you guys see right here really nice lighting on the front end. You guys see you have like these little slits of LED lights right there, sequential turn signals, and these lights are adaptive LED fog lights. And I was shocked to see those recovery hooks too. Front parking sensors. This is a lot going on, and it has that Sport Performance hood. It said it was a steel hood too. I thought they were always steel. I'm not sure why they mentioned that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Have these been aluminum in the past? Air suspension. You guys see double wishbone, independent, and then here are the tires. These are the Pirelli Scorpion Verde tires, 285 45 22, so they're basically 32.3 inches in height and 11.2 inches in width. I'm not sure if you guys can tell back there. They're a decent wide tire, I would say. And if you care to see the capacity, it's right there, 2,601 pounds at 50 psi cold. There's a plastic liner. I like the fender flares, although they offer fender flares down to what Bighorn now, so that's nice. Now painted mirror caps, otherwise those would be chrome on Limited. Remember, Limited is your chrome truck. If you want painted bumper standard, you have to go to a tungsten. A little bit of metallic flake in there. Also you have cameras, puddle lights, and that might make the animation for a Ram badge. Black painted door handles, smart key system just for the front doors, and check that out, power deployable running boards. And I like how thin they are too. No gloss paint on them, so you don't have to worry about them looking terrible in the future. 33-gallon fuel tank comes standard with the high output engine. And this truck does have the Ram boxes. You have some lighting in here too. And this is on the opposite side as well. Bed cover. Also, you can see your camera for your rearview mirror. LED lights. And then out back, here's that step. Air suspension is on all four corners too. They also have all your camera inputs. I'm not sure if you can even really tow a trailer because the payload on these trucks are never that high. There's also a light there. And this is powered. You have this divider, bed lights. No power in the bed at this price point is highway robbery. I'm just being honest here. Now, if you want to lift this up with your knee, you can. Now, anytime you get the high output engine, they do upgrade the rear axle. So that's a more heavy duty axle. There's your spare tire right there. So it's just a temporary one. Black exhaust tips. Class 4 hitch. And here's a nice side view of this truck. Do you guys remember that aluminum plant fire that happened? I believe it was in New Jersey. That's why they mentioned that this hood was steel, because it's super heavy. Hopefully, when we look at the payload, they would have raised that gross vehicle weight rating, because I'm willing to bet you this truck has a low payload capacity if they did not. All right, so this is the high output Hurricane. It's a 3-liter inline 6 twin turbo engine, good for 540 beautiful horsepower, and this truck is fast. When I tell you that you cannot go wrong with this engine, you can't. 521 pound-feet of torque. All that power goes through a reliable 8 HP 75 8-speed transmission built by ZF. And that's probably the most reliable thing in this truck, I'll be honest with you guys. And as I mentioned, this truck does have an overbuilt rear axle, 392, I didn't mention that. And you can get a locker as a standalone option if you build it online. So this block does have a closed deck design. And the main bearing cradles of this engine and actually the standard output are cross bolted, 9.5 to 1 compression. So again, you can burn that premium fuel, but it's all worth it in the end because it's so powerful. Let's check out the interior. I'm sorry guys, ain't nobody competing with this. The best of the best. The overall fit and finish is just top notch. I gotta compare this maybe to the GMC Denali Ultimate, because wow, this is truly really nice. Now you guys know you do have the massage function top and bottom for the seats too. Tilt headrest comes standard. Now I will say though, you know, again, I have to give Ram their accolades because they do have the best interiors. However, they are the worst when it comes down to saving money. You see all this fabric material up here? This wasn't here back in 2019 to 2024. All down here, they cheapen up this truck. And I will say, why not just put the suede? The suede actually looked better in the Laramies compared to this, but it is what it is. But their seats are comfortable. They're not too soft, they're not too stiff. They're like right in the middle. They have the best seats. You can see some of this great piping and stitching here. 12-way seat. And you guys saw real wood and real leather seating too, by the way. You can feel how porous the wood is. Seat memories. This is how you can turn on that massage function on the door. And just check out the speaker grill detail. It's just really nice. Auto up and down for just the front windows. You can power fold the outside mirrors. And here's some of that storage in the door. I will knock Ram for not having a power steering column. GM has that, Toyota has that, Ford has that. And this truck is probably on the more expensive side of things too. 12-way seat for the passenger side. Let's go ahead and put the seat all the way back too. See that perforated leather? Now, this is the only truck that has this passenger screen. And this is nice if you're traveling, right? You don't have to pull over to put a navigation address in if you're using the infotainment for that. Soft touch, they do illuminate this area too. Leather wrapping on the grab handles up front, and you guys can see too on that center console, really nice stitching patterns, limited badge, and they do cover this too. This in the tungsten with the Longhorn trims, get those covers. Premium all weather mats. You can remove the carpet in there too. Now that seat is all the way back, although it is kind of high, but look how much space you have in the rear. They don't give you any shades, which I would like to see at this price point, because Toyota does it. Grab handle there. They have the lowest floor. This truck was built for adults in the second row. I'm just saying, tons of space back here, and You guys can see some of the speaker grills. When you pull this guy, this comes down, it's an armrest. And again, they just continue that really nice stitch pattern on this. They didn't have to do this. I wouldn't have cared one way or the other, but they did it anyways. And remember, these seats can recline, so you can take a nice nap back here. You have ventilated, heated seats. Come on, man. Like, this is just the best of the best. Toyota does this, I will say. Toyota and Ram are the only ones that give you ventilated seats out back. But right here, you have that 115 volt power plug, air vents, more of that wood trimming on the back of this. This is truly a nice truck. I would love to own a 1500, but I need payload. So yeah, if I did not need to tow a trailer, it's hands down this truck. It's just so far ahead in the interior department, especially for comfort for the second row. And my kids aren't getting younger, they're getting older, and they're probably gonna be tall, so this would be nice for them too. So you guys can see just how wide these seat cushions are. I'm not a big guy, but even if you are, these seats hug you really nicely, because I used to be a little bit bigger than I am now. And let's go ahead and start it up. Push button start. You do have the dial. Some people love it, some people hate it. Here's your 360 camera. They have a lot of great views off of this thing too. You have more camera views that you can see. I'll show you this one right here. Let me find it for you. It is driver curb. They also have auxiliary cameras too. Let's go to home so you guys can see that first page there. Now you can set this up, you can edit the pages. So let's just say maybe you want to put your climate there, or maybe you might want your heated seats there. Your ventilated seats are right there. And if you want, you can always click up here to get to those too. And they have 3 levels for each one. If you go to this lower menu, you can move things around. Comfort does hide the massage function, but as I said, you can turn it on from the door. That way you don't have to go through this whole thing. If you want your top and bottom, you can just select it. You have high, medium, low for intensity, 5 different settings for it here. And air suspension, you can control it off the screen. Parking sensors. Trailer brake controller was an option, as you guys saw, so you have to select an option on a $90,000 truck to tow a trailer. Although this is like the S-Class, so you're not really towing with an S-Class, right? And that's kind of what this is. Lots of USBs and HDMI. This is for the passenger screen, as you see there, if you can't read it on my camera. And this is just for charging. You have dual wireless chargers, 115 volt power plug down there, and you have the best center console in the game. More storage right there, and I use that velvet material here so things don't rattle. It helps reduce it, I would say. On the top here, you have the HomeLink system, and I've always liked the design of this top control panel, I guess you can call it, for your lighting and your sunroof. You can drop the tailgate and raise it back up. Anything else you guys want to see? I'm trying to think of anything else that you might care to see. If you want to turn the passenger screen on or off, you can do it from this screen here. Also, if you go to dashboard, if you're planning to tow a trailer, you'll see you can set up to 4. And in this menu, they give you a lot of nice things to monitor as you go down the highway. You also have your cameras here. And you see the star, you can actually make that a favorite. That way it shows up. So let's see, passenger side, maybe you have to park on the curb, right? So you might want to make that one a favorite. That way when you come here, boom, you can just go right there. You can park on the curb, and you ain't got to worry about, you know, fumbling through here to find the camera system. Now granted, it is under the cameras here, so yeah, it's easy to find. On the steering wheel, this does have the self-driving, hands-free. A little bit of wood. Drive modes right there. And as I said earlier, I will show you guys where your dipstick is now. So this is for your MPG, some of your temperatures, oil, and this is your dipstick. Tire pressure, stop-start function, air suspension, engine idle hours. If you click this button in the center, it brings you to this menu. You can customize this as well. But overall, a really nice truck. Heads-up display is a part of this package too. You guys see you have the camera above the cab for this rearview mirror. Let's go ahead and check out what the payload is, because I'm interested to see because of that steel hood. Now the front gross axle weight reading is 3,900 pounds. The rear is 4,100 pounds, 22 by 9 wide wheels. They did not raise the gross fuel weight reading. They should have raised that by at least 100 pounds to 7,200 pounds, because then this truck would have had the 1,208 pounds here. So 1,108 pounds of payload is all you get. 36 PSI all the way around. Now some people ask me, why don't you show the payload and the towing number? So the main reason why I don't show you the towing numbers is because for these half tons, I think the tow numbers are way too high, so I just don't show them. If you're looking at an HD truck, it is what it is. I mean, they have way more overbuilt chassis, axles, so I don't mind showing them on those trucks. But for these half tons, I think max I would tow is 7,000 pounds, and that's assuming you have enough payload. On this truck, you might be pushing it with 7,000 pounds. So hope this video was helpful. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. The algorithms are weird on YouTube right now. I feel like for some people, they're not even finding my videos. They're having to search for them. So yeah, be sure to subscribe so that way you don't miss an upload. See you guys soon.